usually in a startup, you're taking a very low pay, right?
Yes.
In exchange for, say, some equity, right?
Equity.
And if you're paying this guy less than average, and you know you're running out of money, you might have to pay him even less than average. And so not everyone can stay in the team, you know.
Right.
And when money is lower, commitment drops, right? And when commitment
Motivation
drops, the quality of what you're producing drops. Maybe his time drops, you know, or maybe everyone's morale just drops, you know. That's one. There's also the other spectrum where you have a lot of money because you've been funded, but funding brings another set of problems because if you raise money prematurely, then you are subject to a lot of pressure by investors. There's a lot of inflation that takes place in the funding process, so the next round is like 6 times higher. Well, usually it's based on the valuation, right? If you raise too much money in the beginning, it might be really hard. It's like expensive, right? If a property price goes up really high, the next guy might not want to buy the house, right? So it's kind of the same for startups, where if you raise like so much money, if you raise 500,000 in your first round and you diluted, say, 20% of your company, that is a 2.5 million
valuation
ringgit company or dollar company. And so if you're not worth 2.5 million like 1 year down the road, why would anyone want to come in higher than 2.5 million, right? That doesn't even make sense, right? So that's what's happening a lot in the space. So they gotta hit the KPI. That next round of funding is heavily based on your traction, right? And if you don't have something that is scalable, how do you achieve that number? So even if you have the money, you may deploy all that money and you don't get that result, and it's very hard to raise the next round. You know, so you will either have to dilute a lot more, lose a lot more control, which is fine, but you might not be able to raise what you want to raise or what you need to raise if you can't hit that goal. Sometimes inflation, like you know, artificial inflation of the company. So they use a lot of money that they have to buy traction when it's not really organic traction. So after the funding stops, it just drops, right? You know, the company just doesn't perform as well, right? Because they stop burning money, right? Buying likes, buying whatever, right? So to me, I'm not a big fan of that. People should start out trying to build sustainable companies, but you know, sometimes you want to scale and all that, but the real metric is a healthy revenue stream.